Hey guys, welcome back. And if this is your first time on the channel, thank you so much for stopping by. Do me a favor, stay for a while, see if you like it, and at the end, subscribe. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys what so many of you have asked for. You wanted a full, in-depth, detailed video about how I made this beautiful fusion art gallery behind me, especially using $3 frames. Well, $1 frames 3 times. And if you haven't seen the living room video yet, my tiny living room makeover video, you can watch that video after this one. You're not going to miss anything. You'll just be in the know because you'll see how this was made, and then you can go back and watch that video and see how everything else was done on a budget. Okay, so that video, by the way, has gone viral. We are at almost 300,000 views at the time of recording this video, so over 250,000 views. I cannot believe it. Like, guys, seriously, for this channel, I'm so used to just being right in the cut and then, you know, do my thing, whatever, but that is crazy. My mind is blown. And I want to thank all of the new subscribers that we have here, all the new co-stars, because if you don't know, then that's what you are. You are a co-star. I'm the star, of course, but you are the co-star. So we have a gang of new co-stars here on the channel, and I want to thank you so much. Thank you for giving me a chance. I have been here for a while. I know some of you are like, where have you been all my life? I'm like, I've been here. The algorithm has just been like being, you know, and not sending my videos to you, but we're together now. So anyway, with that said, let me go ahead and give you this detailed video that you guys have asked for. I hope you enjoy it, so let's dive right in. Okay everyone, so you guys know that I got these almost 5-foot frames for $1 at a hotel liquidation sale in Las Vegas. I want you to know that I did reach out to them, and it was a pop-up sale. So they only do it about once or twice a year. But what you can do in the meantime is Google furniture, resale, hotel, liquidation, and every single variation of those words, and you will find them because there are plenty in Las Vegas. Trust me. As for the auction, you want to go to nellisauction.com. They're available in Las Vegas and Arizona, and thank me later. Okay guys, let's go ahead and start from the beginning. Now, these are not going to be your typical picture frames that you buy from the store and you can just unfasten everything very easily. That's not how this works. You're going to have to cut away at things, and then also if you plan on reusing the cardboard like I was, then you're going to have to be delicate with that. These nails right here was holding in the cardboard as well as the glass, and I had to remove those later on without breaking that glass. The next step for me was that I wanted to create some sort of mat to go around all of my artwork. So I took this peel and stick paper that I had and I cut it down to size so that all of the pieces were the same. You can see that it has some sort of canvasy linen kind of texture to it. I really liked it, and it was the cheapest way for me to create a mat. Now obviously there are other ways of doing this. I could have gone out and bought paper to do it, but again, on a budget and using what I have at home. So for the next step, I went ahead and took one of the art pieces. This was a trio, and I knew that I wanted to use this in conjunction with other things that I was going to be doing for this mixed media. I wanted this one to be sort of off-center, asymmetrical, so I lined it up with my straight edge, and then I went ahead and measured the other side as well to make sure that it was going to fit where I wanted it to. Now guys, keep in mind that these starter art pieces are what worked for my theme. You can use this idea for whatever your style is in your space. You can use different types of substrate, like in my grandson's room makeover. If you haven't seen that video, go ahead and check it out. I actually used a shower curtain to create a wall mural for him. I turned it into an art tapestry, but it was a shower curtain, and you can use different types of things. You can use peel and stick wallpaper, fabric, whatever you can find. Okay, moving on to the next step, I went ahead and added my spray adhesive because I wanted to make sure the artwork didn't move while I was working on the piece. So once all of that was sprayed, I went ahead and just rubbed my hand across to make sure that I got a nice good contact with it and it was all flat. The spray adhesive is actually going to come in handy again because I needed it once I decided on the other pieces of art that I wanted to use. Now, I went into my stash and I found some fabric. I like the way that this fabric worked. It was a little bit yellow for me, but I dealt with that later on. I decided to fray the edges by just pulling out some of the threads on around the edge. You just pull that out and it gives you more of a natural look. This is the way that I like it, but obviously you can do it whichever way you like it for your project, and you can use whatever layer you want. So the next step for me was adding some glue. Now this glue I knew was going to dry clear, mostly clear. And I used a tacky glue, but you could use any type of Elmer's glue and it's going to work the same way. I knew that I was going to end up painting over this eventually, but it's up to you. Just kind of follow your heart. There's no right or wrong way of doing this. I just went with whatever I felt, and I was following some of the shapes in this one just so that I have more of a 3D effect. But when you're doing mixed media like this, just go for it. You could achieve that 3D effect by using different things. Like you could just glue rice down and paint over that and it'll give you a texture. You could use, again, fabric like I did. You could use sand or rocks or pebbles or just anything that'll give you that 3D effect. Just look around and see what you have and do your thing. Like, it's your art, so it's whatever speaks to you. And then if you don't like it, just do it over. Who cares? Because this is definitely one of those trust the process DIYs. Now this needed some black, obviously. You guys know I love my black. So I just went ahead and took some masking tape and I started ripping it into long shreds, irregular shapes, and placing it along some of the patterns to kind of give it a little bit more pop. And that's what I liked about the tape, is that I could move it, and if I didn't like it, I could place it somewhere else. I tried some black cheesecloth. I didn't like the way that looked, but this masking tape was working for me. Okay, the next step is to move on to the frames. So since everything else needed time to dry, I went ahead and I took my picture frames outside, put them on my little workbench area, storage unit, you know, and I got my gold spray paint. This mirror effect from Rust-Oleum is my favorite because it's a nice gold without being disrespectful. You know what I mean. So this is one of the other frames. I had to do this 3 times, and some of them were a little bit more dinged up than the others. So I wanted to make sure you guys could see, like, I wasn't just painting them just to be painting them. I actually had to cover up those dings and scratches. So the next day, once I knew everything was nice and dry, I put down some painter's tape to protect my edges. I got all of my materials out. This paint is like a rub and buff, but more in a liquid form. So I had a bunch of different things out. I didn't know what I was going to use and not use. Remember, I am just trusting the process here. I took some paint and watered that down so that I could go over the fabric. It was giving a little bit too much yellow for me, and I wanted to kind of like block that out a little bit. At the end of the day, it didn't come out as white as I actually wanted it to be, but it did tone down the yellow. So next time I will just do probably less water, more paint. So right along here, I took that same watered down paint and I started painting on the cardboard because I didn't want it to be like white. It was a little bit too stark, but I like that it was giving this more off-white kind of effect. And I wasn't trying to be perfect with anything because I knew that I was going to be painting over those glue spots. Those are the dried up glue spots, by the way. And I knew I was going to go over those, so I just went in with that off-white paint and I love the way that it came out. I was not trying to be perfect at all. And right here you can see a little bit more how it was going on to the fabric. I wish it had dried up that white, but it didn't, so you live and you learn. So I went ahead and took that same off-white paint that I created. I think this was a little bit thicker, but I did use a paintbrush going over into those small areas in between the tape. Again, I'm not looking for perfection because I did want everything to feel a little bit organic and unified. So that's why I was using different types of tools to kind of do the same thing. So it would have that like create it all at the same time kind of vibe. If you understand what I'm saying, like you picking up what I'm throwing down, let me know in the comments. Okay guys, now it's time for us to tackle that boring glue. So actually it's really not that boring. It just needed to be brought to life. And this part was very time consuming, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. I felt like it was a little bit therapeutic, just painting in that glue and then bringing it to life. So this took a little time, but it was time well spent. I enjoyed it. Alright guys, since we're just sitting here painting, I thought it would be the perfect time for me to chime in and talk to you about my knee situation. So in the last video, you guys saw me getting the injections in my knees and you expressed a lot of concern about that, and trust me, I understand the risk of getting those shots multiple times, and my next step was knee replacements. Yes, replacements. Plural. So I have had a total knee replacement. You guys didn't see that because that video was recorded a little bit earlier and I didn't edit it until I was in recovery. And so that's what I'm doing now. I'm editing my videos while I recover. And don't worry, I am in the process of doing a recovery video and let you guys know how that whole process went, like from the hospital, doing the surgery, being home, crying, being depressed, and all of that stuff. So I'll bring that video to you guys soon as well. Okay guys, so here are the three of them. I wasn't finished. As you can see, I still had a lot of gold paint that I needed to put on them, but I just wanted to play around with it, put them up there, see how I like it. I love that the off-white paint or the cream paint was having the borders stick out more, so that matte really stuck out once I added that paint on there. You can see the difference. And then I went ahead and put the gold paint on everything, and then I put them in their frames. That was a little bit tedious because the glass was thin and I was afraid that I might break it. And we were definitely not trying to do that because I did not have replacement glass in the budget. So anyway, I went ahead and put them in their frames once they were completely dried, and then decided which order I wanted to hang them up on the wall. And I think that the project came out pretty good. And since you guys asked for this video, I hope I get some emails with some pictures of what you did. Okay guys, let me know in the comments. Will you do it? Hey guys, I just need to jump in here real quick to let you know that today's video is sponsored by me. So I say that because I have been reading thousands and thousands of comments, and so many of you guys have asked me Is this something you do? Can you help me? You should think about doing this for a living. Well, surprise, surprise. This is something that I do. And yes, you can work with me one-on-one. I do interior design and DIY coaching over on my website at lashawnwill.com. Keep in mind, I'm a one-woman show. So with that said, I am working with a few clients at a time, and then I'll take more clients as those clients are taken care of. So even if you're not interested in doing any one-on-one, I have other things that's going on. So you want to be connected to the website. So make sure you get over there and fill out the contact form, and then I'll be in touch with you. All right. And with that said, let's get back to the video. All right, guys, I know most of you have seen this reveal, but we're just going to focus on the art right now. Dolls, I hope you enjoyed this video. Do me a favor, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe if you are not already subscribed to the channel. And if you need another video to watch, go ahead and check out this one for me. I'll see you in the next one. I love you.